Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. So today we are going to get into some hot topics, okay? Now, I don't know what it is with these married couples going back and forth on social media, but it seems like that's just a thing to do these days. And I think it's absolutely crazy. Like, what did we do before social media? We need to get back to doing that because this is ludicrous. So today, I'm going to talk about some folks that I don't talk about a lot, but I have watched their journey play out. And, they're a couple that everybody was fond of because we just thought that Papoose was just like, he was just down for his girl Remy. But now that they are actually together on the outside, they can't seem to get it together lately. And they have both moved on. But let me go ahead and share my screen. But let me also say this. There is so much back and forth between Remy, Papoose, and Clarissa that it is hard to keep up because, you know, there's just not enough time in the day to be all over the place and catch when these people, you know, are going back and forth. So it's just hard to keep up with. But we're going to start off with Remy, okay? Because I think that this is what set everything off. Let me just make sure you guys can see it. Ugh. Okay, did I press the right one? Mm, give me 1 second, guys. Uh, and make sure that the volume is turned up so that you guys can hear me because sometimes when you share, the volume isn't that high. So let's get into this.
Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Hello. Hello. Oh, I'm on live. I thought y'all was calling me to tell me to get off live.
Hey, Sharon Gottwall, thank you so much for being
No, I'll
here.
call you back. How am I going outside? Because I'm not sitting here telling y'all everything that happened. That in a marriage, if you've never been married, you understand? If you've never been married, you wouldn't understand the bond that's supposed to be between two peoples, between two people. You wouldn't understand that. You wouldn't understand. Hold on, what you say? Listen, listen. I know what people care about. That man, he cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Like, not unfortunately, not trying to be funny. I appreciate my fans and people that are actually my fans and that love me. You understand? But I don't care what people think. Can't nobody with a revolving door on a coochie tell me I'm for the streets. I've been with the same man. I was with the same man for almost 20 years. Can't nobody tell me I'm from the street and make me feel some type of way. Are you crazy?
Hey, Mama
Can't
V, thank you
nobody
so much for
tell
being
me,
here.
oh, you fumbled it. It's so funny watching people like, you had a good husband. He's only had one wife. The only person that can tell y'all if he's a good husband or not. And when he was, I told y'all that. I told y'all. When she was cool, when she was like, when it was what I thought it was, I kept it a being. When it's not, when it wasn't, I ain't say nothing. I dealt with it. I dealt with it. I ain't never met a bitch. I've been waiting for somebody to just use a little bit of common sense. I ain't never met a female who has a perfect dude that takes care of her, helps her financially, emotionally, physically, is there for you, treats you like this wonderful thing, right?
She making some good
And you
points.
just say, you know what? I don't care. Fuck this whole shit. Who does that? Nobody. Nobody. Oh, everyone looks so much happier now. Girl,
Hey,
girl,
TNTG Mom, thank you
man,
so much for being
don't
here.
nobody fall in love faster than somebody with nowhere to stay. Ponytails. My air, I've never breathed so freely in okay. I I couldn't take it anymore. I said, hey, this ain't what it is. We can't keep doing this. We took the truth. You will probably literally like people will cry if they knew the truth. Like literally
Not
cry.
cry.
Like cry. 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 I look at it now and I feel sorry for old girl. Like I feel sorry for her because I know the circles that's being ran and wrapped around over there. Like I would cry. I feel bad. I feel bad. Stop calling me. Stop calling
Okay,
me. Stop
let me
calling
stop
me.
it
Stop.
right there. So it seems like she had an attitude before she even got on there because, she was going off on, whoever was calling on the phone because she thought that they were calling her to tell her to get offline or whatever the case may be. So Remy does make some good points. She was been married to this man. He's only been married one time. So if he was a good husband, she would know. Now, this is her side of the story because I believe that both of them have fault when it comes to the downfall of their marriage. What I don't like is the fact that the side chick, Clarissa, is speaking on their marriage. Like if she would not have went on the Breakfast Club and spoke on their marriage, this may not have even happened. Okay. So let me show you guys what Papoose had to say because she's saying that she wanted the divorce, but Papoose is saying something different. So let's just see what he has to say. Or he showed receipts. Let's just show the receipts that he filed for divorce. Nope, nope, not that one. This one. Nope, not that one. Okay, so this is what he had to say. Papoose posted screenshots confirming that he has filed for divorce following Remy Ma's request that he retain a lawyer so they can proceed with the separation because she tried to make it seem like he was too broke to get a lawyer, but he has showed receipts that he has retained a lawyer and that he has filed for the divorce. And it says, "Good afternoon, Shamil. Please see the confirmation email below confirming that we have filed the complaint for divorce. When we receive the official docket number from the court, I will forward same to you, and we will be able to serve through official channels. If you need anything further, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you. Very truly yours. And Papoose said, this was so easy to file for divorce. Why hasn't she done it? And he said, she's pump faking. The only reason I haven't filed previously is for the sake of my daughter. She has to go to school when two individuals behave like civilized adults. So basically, he showed the proof that he has filed for divorce. And, he says that Remy is pump faking. And she does seem like she has a lot of attitude behind this, on top of the fact that the side chick is going on, you know, interviews talking about their marriage when she should really stay quiet until all of this is said and done. Because for all she know, these married people might get back together and then she gonna really be looking crazy out here. But at the end of the day, these people need to stop handling their business on social media. Please take us out the group chat. Go see a mediator, whatever needs to be done. But this is absolutely ridiculous for these people that can't pick up the phone and have a conversation or just bring a mediator into the picture to resolve their differences. Like, is this what this world is really coming to? Okay. So I think I'm done talking about Remy, Papoose, and Clarissa because it's just a lot. And Clarissa act like she ain't never had no damn man before. Like it's just a little too much. And maybe she ought to pay attention to the red flags. I'm not saying that Remy is perfect because, it has been alleged that, the man that Remy was seeing was threatening her to show the receipts that they were involved in a relationship. So that's why she stayed with him as long as she did, because she didn't want him to out her. Like there is just so much going on, with this whole situation, which is even more reason they're both at fault why they need to keep this off of social media because nobody's innocent here. And let me stop sharing that. Hey, Aunt Tricia, thank you so much for being here. And guys, we were kind of wondering, well, not we, me, if Portia was going to kind of come out and say anything outside of what she's already said about, Shamia pretty much needs to keep her mom's name out of her mouth. But she did post a cryptic post on her social media. And I'm not saying it has anything to do with the situation, but this right here is what she posted on her stories. Give me one second. Uh-oh, where's the volume? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna have to play it over. Oops. I don't know how to make this thing start over. This I might not be able to get this to play. Oh, and she's I don't know where Portia was, but she was somewhere where Angela Bassett was. So shout out to her. Like I would love to meet Angela Bassett. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this, but Portia is basically ignoring everything that's going on out here in these social media streets. Um, so I couldn't get that to play. She says, "Oh no, I missed what she said." Um, Give me one second. Let me see if I can. pull it up again because it's giving me a little issue here. And then we're going to get into some other topics. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to remove some of this stuff so I don't get confused over here while I'm waiting on that to come up. So while I'm waiting on that to come up, guys, let's go ahead and talk about mm, let's go ahead and talk about Apollo and Sherien because Sherien seems to be really pressed. Like you've already filed for a divorce, so I'm not sure what's going on here. So this is what Sherien posted on social media, and let me just make sure you guys can see it. Okay, you can see it. So Sherien posted on Instagram, I found my voice. He lost his mask. Don't bring anyone to my house while I'm out of town because you can't afford a hotel. So Apollonita's ex-wife Sherien is calling him out for cheating and bringing a woman into her house while she's out of town. Okay, first of all, we got to stop. We got to normalize when you're divorced, moving out, okay? Or when you're going through a divorce instead of, living in the same house because that could turn really bad really quickly. Like when people are done, they should no longer live together, okay? So, um, and she also said, I divorced him. He's bringing women into my home and begging for me. I guess she was trying to say to come back, just bringing awareness to those he need to be warned. So there's a lot of typos in there. So basically, she said that she's trying to warn these other women that Apollo is still begging her to take him back or whatever the case may be. And, and she's trying to warn them that, they need to pay attention to the red flags. But the thing about it is, you know, if it's your home, there has to be a way that you can get him out of your home. Like, why are you still allowing him to stay there? Like, it's ridiculous. And maybe he's only begging you back because he needs a place to live. Okay. And it's so funny because a lot of people were in the chat and they don't have anything nice to say about Sherien because, first of all, you started talking to this man while he was still with Phaedra. Okay. So this is your karma. So at the end of the day, you get what you give. Like you were messing with him when he was a married man, but you guys are divorced. He's moved on. That's very tacky to have somebody in your house. But again, they're divorced. So at this point, maybe she needs to go back to court and let the judge know that this is not working out with us living up under the same roof. We need to make different arrangements. So basically, she needs to do whatever she needs to do to get that man out of her house. But nobody has sympathy for Sherien because this is her karma. Okay. And Apollo also clapped back and said that she has also been seeing other people. Okay. So both of them have moved on and they're seeing other people. So I don't understand why she had to call him out on social media, knowing that she still lives under the same roof as Apollo. Okay. So that's just some messy work. And let me see here. Now, give me one more second. I'm gonna try to play this thing with Portia again, but because it's a story, they move fast, so we might not be able to see it, unfortunately.
That happened in your life and you can put that on a list and you somehow made it past all of this to be in a position where you can still go make some stuff happen, that's what you have in common with every hero of every story, of every autobiography, of every. Wow. Is that, is how much
Hey, Cece,
happened
thank you
to
so much for
you
being here.
that should have broke you, that did not break you, so that you were able to then ride. Amen. Amen.
Okay, so let me just break it down what she's trying to say. So basically, what Portia is saying, when everything happens to you that should have broke you, and you're still able to move forward, then you're just like every other, what word did he use? Hero out there, you know, basically. And he's saying that every person that's known to be a hero, they've went through many things and they've been able to move past it. So basically, it seems to me like Portia is shutting out the noise and she's showing you guys that she's doing some big things, because I didn't really go too deep. As a matter of fact, let me see if we could go over here to Portia's Instagram and see where she was when she took that picture with Angela Bassett, because I know we would all want to be in the same room with Angela Bassett. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen so that we can take a quick look at that before we get out of here. Okay, so this is Portia's Instagram, and it looks like, okay, so it says it must, oh my God, Mission Impossible is a must see. I absolutely love Angela Bassett. Love you and love supporting you. I was so surprised that you love me too. I have been a fan for a lifetime. Every movie you do gets better and better. Thank you for sharing your talent with us. So she was at the private screening for Angela Bassett's new movie, Mission Impossible. So shout out to you, Portia. So I haven't seen where Portia is, addressing everything that's going on in social media. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is the fact that we have found out allegedly that the beef between Shamia's mom and Portia's mom have something to do with the fact that during the pandemic, Portia's mom was having troubles with her daycare. She's about to lose her daycare, or possibly did lose her daycare through foreclosure in some kind of way. Shamia's mom scooped in and she took Portia's mom's daycare. So that's the word on the streets, is that's why they have a beef, is because Shamia's mom took Portia's mom's daycare. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of how that happened, but that's why they apparently have some type of beef, as well as what's also being said out here on these social media streets is that Portia's name was on a daycare that her mom was running. I know this is my first time hearing about it. I had no idea that Portia's name was tied to a daycare, but apparently, um, they were sued. Her and her mom, Miss Diane, were sued for $5.1 million because a baby that was 3 months old died at the daycare, apparently because he was left alone while they went to lunch. And when they came back, he was turning blue, so he was not able to breathe. So it's looking like they may have settled with the family and paid them the $5.1 million. But all of this is still unraveling. So, I'm looking to get more information on that to see if this was settled or whatever the case may be. I've never heard that Portia had a daycare in her name, but hey, I think she did it for her mom so that she could have an income so she wouldn't have to support her. But obviously, it went south, and this is where we're at. So I'm still waiting on Portia's side of this story because so far I haven't seen that anywhere. So that's what we need to know, what Portia has to say about all of this, because Mama B says if it was in foreclosure, how did she take it from her mom? That means it was up for grabs. I've heard a couple of different stories. Obviously, you're going to hear different things on different platforms. So at one point I heard that she was talking to Shamia's mom about it, and I don't know if maybe she connected with some of the people that had their kids at the daycare, and they ended up coming to her daycare instead, because initially maybe they wanted to go to Miss Diane's daycare because they felt like, oh, Miss Diane, her daughter's a celebrity, whatever the case may be. But when things went south, they ended up going to not Portia, Shamia's mom's daycare. And Aunt Trisha said, oh, hell no. She would need to lose the business and somebody needs to go to jail. It looks like that they weren't found liable. I don't know how that could be. This baby was 3 months old. It was a boy, and that was his very first day at the daycare. And a baby that's 3 months old, you should never leave them alone for any period of time because they can choke on their milk. I mean, just there's just so many things that can happen with a baby that small. So, maybe more details will come out about this, and maybe even the person that lost their child will even speak. So I'm just waiting on more information to be exposed about this before I make, a real judgment about this situation, because they were not found, liable for the baby's death. Um, but it's still a great area whether or not they paid that $5.1 million. Okay. So this story is still developing, and Portia has not responded. Maybe she's trying to get all of this together. Portia has a lot going on. She's trying to dodge going to court with Simon because that's coming up. Even if Simon can't be there, his lawyer can be there. So Portia just has a lot on her plate right now, and she recently got her boobs done. So there's just a lot going on with Portia right now. So as far as I know, I haven't heard any statements. If you guys have any more information about this situation, please drop down in the comments. And if you're, find out anything, you can also, always come back to the comment section and drop some tea there as well. Okay. So guys, if you did not like this video on the way in, please like this video on the way out. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and drop down in the comments so that we can keep this conversation, because a lot goes down in the comment section. We get a lot of tea out the comment section. So if you know more information about this situation with Portia and this daycare and her mom, Miss Diane, and this daycare, please drop down in the comments and let us know so we can talk about it. Okay. Because, at the end of the day, somebody lost their baby and maybe they want to talk about it. Okay. So, now that it's out there in the open, maybe somebody's going to speak up and talk about this situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. And guys, I just want to say, have a great holiday weekend. I know all of us more than likely has a 3-day weekend before us. So enjoy your 3-day weekend for Memorial Day. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy.